Good evening and welcome to the Shiro Coffee Chat Short. I'm Melissa, retired Army veteran and the founder of the Shiro Coffee Club, where our mission is to keep the world caffeinated and women veterans celebrated. I am also your host for Shiro Coffee Chat, which airs every Sunday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to check us out. So tonight, I want to talk about something and I believe that it's to help me get a better understanding, which is why I want to talk about which is why I want to talk about it. And that is this upcoming blackout on February 28th. I read it in an article today that there's a this upcoming economic blackout this Friday, February 28th. And as I understand it, this is a 24-hour consumer boycott targeting some major retailers like Target and Walmart and Amazon in protest of their recent rollback of DEI policies. Now, I I get it. This one day boycott is generating a lot of buzz. I get that, and definitely raising eyebrows. But my question is, shouldn't we really be or my question to you as the audience, sh- is one day really enough to create lasting change? And I say this because when I think back to the civil rights movement that went on from the mid 50s to the late 60s, um, that era wasn't defined by one single protest or boycott. It was sustained. It was a multi-year movement that included landmark events, like the Montgomery bus boycott, sit-ins, freedom rides, the March on Washington. They did things that were deliberate, and it was built on continuous pressure. They had warriors from the streets to the suites, and they were definitely working tirelessly for over a decade in order to dismantle segregation and to advance equal rights. Now let's fast forward to 2025. We are now facing global corporations with immense power. Walmart valued at $761 billion. Target something like $57 billion, and then Amazon almost $3 trillion. A one-day blackout, I believe, will send us, because this was done before too. It might send a strong message, but what happens when the shoppers who protested go back to shopping the next day? Or they simply, change their buying habits, and they just start ordering online and get it delivered. And what about the black people who work at those companies and things like that? Um, what do they matter? And I'm seriously, I really want some responses. And don't come with anger or bitterness. Come with understanding. Help me understand. Do they matter? And since we don't live in a monolith, um, it's different now. How much support? How do we measure the support of the protests that are going on? How do we measure the effectiveness? Um, I just feel like the impact could be short lived unless the protest becomes a larger and broader, more sustained and strategic uh, type of protest. You know what I'm saying? I look back to the civil rights movement. That legacy teaches us that if you want real change, it's going to require continuous strategic action. possibly over a multi number of years. You know, it's I understand this movement of this one day movement of solidarity. Uh, you know, it's you know, it's about maintaining momentum, long enough. Can we do that? Can we maintain that momentum long enough to force corporations to reevaluate and change their policies, especially when you have a government that supports it? Hmm. I mean, the the warriors of the civil rights movement days, they understood that you had to have somebody on every level of society, from the grassroots organizers to the protesters to the corporate leaders to the courtrooms. Everyone was engaged for as long as it took. They were engaged for as long as it took to create that lasting impact of the civil rights. My question is, who's going to sustain that same energy in 2025? I mean, it's a serious question. Educate me, let me know, but do it respectfully. And that's all I ask, because it's been a bunch of wilding out and crashing out lately, and I just turn a deaf ear on that kind of stuff. You know, people are really caught up in their feelings and they're passionate about things, and I think that's great. I think the whole thing is, interesting, and I'm happy to see that Americans are moving in unity and exercising their rights, fighting for what they believe in, because that is truly the American way. But I really want to hear from you. How effective do you think this blackout will be? And I really want uh, some input. That's it. I just wanted to talk about that. And as always, keep your heart full and your coffee strong. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great evening.